Thinking about moving your website? Take the hassle out of your move. Let Website Movers do it for you, quickly and easily with no downtime. Check us out at websitemovers.com.
HostingCon 2005, the industry's most recent hosting-specific conference, ran from June 6th to the 7th in Chicago. WHIR TV was on site to find out the details behind the event. The Hyatt Regency O'Hare in Chicago was the site for HostingCon, the industry's first hosting conference since 2001. The exhibit hall was filled with approximately 600 people over the two-day event, with attendees making up 95% of the turnout. Exhibitors ranging from large hosting firms to smaller companies came to meet with partners and clients, while attendees came to network and check out the newest products and services being offered. George Roberts IV is the president of WebHost Interjuncture. He's also the man who brought HostingCon together.
When an industry can support two, basically full-time magazines, it's sort of a good sign that it can probably support a conference as well. Because in my view, magazines and conferences sort of go hand in hand. One is a little more timely than the other, but the conference is a little more interactive. It's a more hands-on, go and meet people type experience, whereas the magazine is more educational every month or every other month or however often it's published.
Although HostingCon served as a forum for doing business, exhibitors such as SWSoft and EV1 made sure attendees had some fun when they came by their booths. Considering this was the first show of its kind since the bubble burst, exhibitors and attendees had a lot of good things to say. Sergey Belousov is the president and CEO of SWSoft. He came as an exhibitor because he knew it would be good for business.
First of all, we found a lot of new customers and potentially a lot of new partners. And again, we get to know a lot of interesting information about the industry. One of the problems of the industry is lack of intercommunication, and so the show is a good way to enable it.
Pascal Martin, the general manager of CS Platform and Application Hosting for Microsoft, agrees. He felt that a hosting-specific conference was an idea whose time had come.
I think it's great. I think the location is great. I think also what's been very good is really the industry is on a rebound, and so we're finding folks much more enthusiastic, very open. Frankly, also between 2001, 2002 and now, I think that Microsoft has been able to prove a few things in the hosting area with the solution and the products, and so we find prospective customers and partners much more open to the idea of working with Microsoft.
Ensim's president and CEO, Sandeep Gupta, has been a vendor at a hosting conference in the past. He found this year's show promising.
We were an exhibitor at one of the first shows called the Web Host Guild, and we were one of the 3 vendors that were there. And since then, we've exhibited at ISPCon, we've exhibited at ASPCon, we've exhibited at Web Hosting Expo, but this show has been unique from the perspective of number of attendees. This is the first time I'm seeing more than 500 attendees registered for a show, and the commitment from the community to come together and participate.
Founder and CEO of EV1Servers, Robert Marsh, made it to HostingCon as well, despite some recent heart surgery.
HostingCon was a place for us to come out, to make an appearance, make a presence, connect with a few of our customers. Some have come as far away from Taiwan and the UK, but also to connect with a few other people in the business. It's a chance to meet other vendors on neutral ground, and it's also a chance to meet our competitors on neutral ground.
The show ended on a positive note for exhibitors, but what about the attendees?
I think a lot of it's networking, being able to meet other people that are in the same shoes as you are. It kind of is good. You're not the only one struggling to get customers. You're not the only one trying to figure out how to optimize, your website for the search engine. So you know that there are solutions out there to help fix your needs.
I've been to other conferences. I was at NAB earlier this year, as well as E3. Both of those obviously are much larger in scale, but I really like the close intensity of meeting the people here. It's smaller, it's more personal. You get to really meet the decision makers and your customers as well as your vendors, and you get that quality time with them. Whereas at a show like NAB and E3, both fantastic shows, but you kind of get lost in a crowd. This show I feel was definitely worthwhile.
Although HostingCon may not have had the highest attendee turnout or the most exhibitors, the conference excelled in one area at least, bringing the industry together.
One of the comments that I sort of heard continually was, thank you. This is something that we really needed, and I'm glad somebody stepped up and did it. People have been looking forward to being able to get together and feel like they're a part of an industry. And you know, everybody can say, hey, I'm part of the hosting industry, but there wasn't sort of that sense of camaraderie that you get when you get everybody together and you can actually feel like you're part of a group. And I think that's what conferences like this help with.
If you missed this year's show, not to worry, as Interjuncture is planning to hold another one next year. Whether you're a host looking for new partners or a company looking to connect with old clients, be sure to check out HostingCon 2006. I'm Anastasia Tabanos for WHIR TV.